Walter had lived with type 2 diabetes for 14 years. Every morning, the same pills. Every 3 months, the same blood tests. Every year, the same conversation with his doctor about his A1C levels, his diet, his weight. He did everything right. He took his medication. He watched what he ate. He walked every evening after dinner. But at 76 years old, Walter was tired. Tired of the pills. Tired of the restrictions. Tired of watching numbers on a chart instead of just living his life. So, when an ad appeared on his Facebook feed one morning, showing a smiling elderly man holding a small green bottle with the words, "Reverse your diabetes naturally in 90 days, guaranteed," Walter stopped scrolling. The website the ad linked to was extraordinary. There were testimonials from people just like Walter. A 71-year-old man from Ohio who said his A1C had dropped from 9.2 to 5.8 in 60 days. A 68-year-old woman from Florida who said she had thrown away her insulin after 30 years. A retired teacher who said his doctor couldn't believe his results. There were before and after blood test results. There were photos of the ingredients. Exotic plants from the Amazon rainforest, ancient herbs used in traditional medicine for centuries. There was a section explaining why doctors didn't tell you about this. Because the pharmaceutical industry didn't want you to get better. They wanted you buying pills forever. There was a doctor in a white coat who appeared in a video explaining the science. He had a name, a title, a university affiliation. Walter ordered a 3-month supply for $240. When the bottles arrived, he read the label carefully. The ingredients were things he had never heard of: exotic-sounding plant extracts, enzyme complexes, proprietary blends. The label said these statements had not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, and that the product was not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Walter barely noticed that last part. He started taking the capsules every morning alongside his regular medication. For the first 2 weeks, he felt fine. Maybe even a little better. More energy, he thought. He called the company's customer service line, and a cheerful woman told him that was completely normal. His body was responding to the natural compounds. In the 5th week, Walter decided to test something. He stopped taking his regular diabetes medication. Just to see, he told himself. Just to give the supplement a real chance to work without interference. His blood sugar began climbing within days. He didn't feel it at first. Hyperglycemia, dangerously high blood sugar, can build slowly and silently. 3 weeks after stopping his medication, Walter collapsed in his kitchen. His wife called 911. The paramedics found his blood sugar at over 400 milligrams per deciliter. Normal is under 100. He was taken to the emergency room and admitted immediately. His doctor sat with him for a long time after he stabilized. She asked about any changes to his routine. Walter told her about the supplement. She asked to see the bottle. She looked at it carefully. Then she explained something Walter hadn't known. The FDA does not approve dietary supplements before they go to market. Any company can put almost anything in a capsule, call it a natural supplement, print impressive-sounding ingredient names on the label, and sell it legally, as long as they include the disclaimer that it hasn't been evaluated by the FDA and isn't intended to treat disease. The disclaimer Walter had barely noticed was the company's legal protection. It was also the truth. Walter's doctor contacted the FDA to report the product. An investigation found that the supplement contained no meaningful concentration of any active compound. The testimonials on the website were fabricated. The doctor in the white coat was an actor. The university affiliation was invented. The company was registered in a country with no consumer protection laws. By the time investigators traced it, The website had already changed its name and relaunched with a different product. Walter spent 4 days in the hospital. His medical bills came to over $12,000, far more than the $240 he had spent on the supplement. But the financial damage didn't stop there. Feeling ashamed and desperate to find something that worked, Walter had continued ordering from similar websites over the previous 18 months. Supplements for diabetes, supplements for his arthritis, a product that claimed to restore kidney function, a powder that promised to rebuild cartilage naturally. When his daughter helped him go through his bank statements, they counted 31 separate purchases from 11 different supplement companies over 18 months. The total was $9,400. Nearly $10,000 spent on products that did nothing. This is one of the most widespread and least discussed frauds targeting seniors in America today. The dietary supplement industry generates over $50 billion a year in the United States. A significant portion of that comes from products that make health claims they cannot legally make and cannot scientifically support, sold specifically to people who are sick, scared, and looking for something that gives them hope. Here is how these companies operate. They find you where you are vulnerable. Facebook ads, YouTube videos, email lists, targeted at people who have searched for information about their specific condition. If you Googled natural diabetes cure last week, you will see these ads this week. They build websites designed to look like legitimate medical resources, doctor photos, clinical language, before and after results, testimonials. Everything is fabricated or cherry-picked. The doctor is often an actor or a real person whose image was stolen without consent. They use the phrase natural as a magic word. Natural means nothing legally. Arsenic is natural. Cyanide is natural. The word triggers trust in a way that bypasses critical thinking. They hide behind the FDA disclaimer, that small line at the bottom, not evaluated by the FDA, not intended to treat disease, is both legally required and strategically placed. It protects the company completely, while most customers never read it or understand what it means. And they target the emotions underneath the illness, not just the physical condition, the exhaustion, the fear, the grief of a body that isn't working the way it used to. Walter wasn't stupid. He was tired and hopeful. Those are human feelings, and these companies are experts at finding them. Here is what protects you. Before buying any supplement that claims to treat, cure, or reverse a medical condition, talk to your doctor first. Every time, without exception. Your doctor can tell you in 5 minutes whether there is any legitimate evidence behind a product's claims. Look for the FDA disclaimer on any supplement you're considering. If it says, "Not evaluated by the FDA," and "Not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease," that company is legally telling you their product does not do what their marketing says it does. Read that sentence twice. Never stop taking prescribed medication to try a supplement without telling your doctor. This one decision put Walter in the emergency room. Prescribed medication is managing your condition right now. Stopping it without medical supervision can be life-threatening. Check any supplement company at the FDA's website, fda.gov, before you buy. The FDA maintains databases of recalled products and companies with warning letters. If a company has been flagged, you will find it there. And if you see an ad on Facebook or YouTube promising to reverse, cure, or eliminate a chronic condition naturally, report it. Facebook has a report button on every ad. YouTube has one too. Every report makes it slightly harder for the next company to run the same scam. If this video is opening your eyes to something you didn't know before, hit the like button right now. It helps this information reach more seniors across America who are seeing these same ads today. Walter is 77 now. He is back on his regular medication. His blood sugar is stable. He volunteers twice a month at a diabetes support group at his local community center. He says the thing he wants other people to understand is that he wasn't looking for a miracle. He was looking for relief. After 14 years of managing a chronic illness, he just wanted to feel like there was another option. He says, "I knew it might not work. I just didn't know it could hurt me. And I didn't know I was giving my money to people who knew exactly what I was feeling and decided to take advantage of it." Now you know what he knows. Share this video with anyone in your life who is managing a chronic illness and looking for alternatives. One conversation could protect their health and their savings at the same time. Have you or someone you know ever bought a supplement that promised more than it delivered? Leave a comment below. You might be surprised how many people reading this have the same story. Subscribe for a new story every week. Real people, real scams, real protection, every single week. Stay safe. I'll see you next time.